21 via knockout. Errol Spence Jr. fights out of Dallas, lives in DeSoto, a couple of weight classes. He said, everyone tells me this fight is too risky. That's why I wanted to do
some sort of, he's done that twice now. I think he's finding a little spot for that move. And there he goes down. Tide might change, so.
Mikey's throwing that left hook, and it's coming around pretty good on Spence, but it's not hitting him yet.
No, neither one of these guys. That was a good little body shot by Garcia. So he's starting to figure him out. This is kind of what Kell Brook did, was he used a lot of cute moves left and right on Errol Spence. Before Spence starts turning that pressure on like he's doing now, and this is what eventually gets to you in the later rounds. But
nice left jab by Errol. And here's Mikey moving forward, trying to pick his spots, showing him different angles, coming over with that left.
Welterweight championship belt.
Head movement and his intelligence right now is serving him well. Again, nobody's there. Errol got a nice little body shot in, but nobody's really dominating the rounds yet. Looks like Errol wants to start pressuring though harder, but right when he does, Mikey makes these slick moves and he throws him off track for a minute. Time down when it was thrown on. Ooh.
Oh. Errol came around in a good sweeping left hook there.
Don't get reckless. Take composure.
All right, thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Heidi. That's Derek James.
Errol through with it, and he's scoring big.
The long arms are posing a problem for Mikey. He's really having a hard time counter-punching right now, and this is a problem. If he can't counter-punch, he's going to be in for a long night or a short night.
Final minute, round 4.
He's keeping his head really stiff right now. He needs to move it a little bit more.
Body shot by Spence.
Great round for Spence right now. He's been throwing that right-left continuously.
Right now.
Back to Heidi Errol. Heidi.
Thank you very much, Robert. We heard you say this is the round you need to go for it. What do you want to see Mikey doing?
I think Mikey could back him up. Look, just like he's doing right now. Fighting on the outside of Spence is too long and reach, and
his head up, his chin up, and stiff. He needs to move his head a little bit more.
He's keeping the perfect distance, Errol Spence, and now he's starting to land some really hard shots. And if Mikey can't land and hurt Errol, he's really in deep trouble. Sit still for that.
Landed 13 jabs. That's more than double the welterweight average.
Well, go ahead.
You know, Mikey has to get a little closer, but there you see the long arms of Errol Spence Jr. throwing that roundhouse body punch. Little long, but he's still catching him. There's the one up the middle. And here's the last shot. Over with that left hand coming around Mikey's glove. There are knockout ratios. Errol Spence has the highest knockout ratio.
Game, and then he gets back in and he'll start touching you again.
And Mikey's known for that left hook. I haven't seen that left hook yet. And that's his, that's his good punch.
Left hook is hard to get off on a southpaw. You know, that works really well against right-handers, but against southpaws, it's really hard, especially when you got a jab. I mean, score points, that's not going to win him this fight. It's too far gone already, you know.
Right, but he needs to throw some punches.
At the beginning of this round, guys,
it seems like he's looking for that perfect punch. That perfect punch is never going to be there. He's got to throw punches to get that perfect punch.
At the beginning of this round, our Felix de Jesus.
9th round, but he's not landing. Well, he's landing there right now. Very solid stuff.
Oh, left uppercut by Spence.
Mikey's taking these punches on the chin.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of these punches he's going to be able to take. This is what happens when you step up. You know, these guys punch a lot heavier.
But this one is especially risky because you're in there with a machine in Errol Spence, who really devastates most of his opponents, whether it's to the body or head, but eventually he wears you down and just thoroughly thrashes you, and he's sticking to the script right here.
Spence putting on a clinic.
He is. And
He's known for his body punches.
Yeah, he is, and he just got hit with a couple of good uppercuts by Errol Spence. The thing is Mikey Garcia is too busy protecting himself to worry about throwing punches right now, because he's just worrying about because that's where he will take punishment.
Mikey Garcia needs to knock out Errol Spence to win this fight.
Of course.
But right now he's too busy protecting himself from this onslaught of Errol Spence's combinations.
He is. He's doing a good job of blocking these big punches, though, but something's going to slip in eventually if Mikey doesn't counter.
Spence throwing a barrage of punches here in round 11.
It's not looking good. So he's looking for a counter shot. It was too little too late.
Spence has landed over 300 punches. Garcia only 63. DeMarcos Villegas.
Yeah, Kenny, so far I have it 190 for Errol Spence. We're seeing him now mix up his body attack, which I was looking to see in the early rounds, but Spence showing over the course of this fight that he has another dimension and that he can box, and he's just not this pressure fighter that comes forward.
All right, thanks, Marcos. So Marcos has given all 10 rounds to Errol Spence tonight.
Yeah. Right now what he's doing is he's just punishing Mikey Garcia to the body and head. But Mikey is staying at least focused. He doesn't look like he's lost focus yet, where he's being dazed, even though the referee, John Shirley's really keeping a close eye. He's still capable of trying to counter. And I'm talking about Garcia. But Errol Spence is really turning up the heat right now. There's 20 seconds left.
I think Errol Spence just likes the boxing side right now. He doesn't need to keep the fight from a distance.
It has been Spence in control right from the start.
Mikey slipped a couple of big punches, and
Here in Arlington, Mikey Garcia said, "Errol reminds me of me."
Well, Spence just keeps coming, especially in this last round. He's trying to go for broke right here and close the show.
Well, he's got 25 seconds to 20.